Genesis 24. Old Abraham was advanced in age, and the Lord had blessed him in all things. Abraham said to the oldest servant in his house, who managed all his goods, "Put your hand under my thigh. I want you to swear by the Lord, God of heaven and earth, that you will not choose any of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell, as my son's wife. But you will go to my country, to my kindred, and there you will choose a wife for my son Isaac." The servant replied, "Perhaps this woman will not want to follow me to this land. If so, will I be able to bring your son back to the land you came from?" "Watch yourself carefully," Abraham said to him, "from bringing my son back there. The Lord, God of heaven, who brought me up from my father's house and from my country, who told me and swore to me to give this land to my posterity, this Lord will send his angel before you, and you shall choose a woman their wife for my son. But if she doesn't want to follow you, you will be released from the oath I imposed on you. Only do not, under any circumstances, bring my son back there." Then the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him the oath that he asked. And having taken 10 camels from his master's flock, he departed, taking a handful of Abraham's riches. And he set out, going to Mesopotamia, to the city of Nahor. And he made the camels rest outside the city, near a well. It was in the afternoon, at the time when the women went out to fetch water. "Lord," he said, "God of Abraham my Lord, make me find what I desire today, and show your goodness to my master Abraham. Here I am, standing by this fountain where the daughters of the city's inhabitants will come to draw water. Therefore, the damsel to whom I say, 'Please tip down your pitcher, so that I may drink,' and she says to me, 'Drink, and I will water your camels too,' let her be the one I intend to your servant Isaac. So I will know that you show your kindness to my lord." He had not yet finished speaking, when there came, with a pitcher on her shoulders, Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel, son of Milcah, wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother. The young woman was extremely beautiful, a virgin, and no man had ever possessed her. She went down to the fountain, filled her pitcher, and went back. The servant ran to meet him and said to him, "Would you like to give me a drink from your pitcher?" "Drink, my lord," she replied. And she promptly tipped the pitcher over her arm to give her a drink. Having drunk, she said, "I will also fetch water for your camels, so that everyone can drink." And, pouring her pitcher into the trough, she ran to fetch water again from the fountain for all the camels. The man contemplated in silence, curious to know whether or not the Lord had made his journey happy. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took off a gold ring weighing half a shekel and 2 gold bracelets weighing 10 shekels. And he said to the young woman, "Tell me, please, whose daughter are you? Would there be a place in your father's house for us to spend the night?" And he added, "There is straw and fodder in our house in abundance, and also a place to spend the night." Then the man bowed down and prostrated himself before the Lord. "Blessed be," he exclaimed, "the Lord, the God of Abraham, my Lord, who has not failed in his goodness and faithfulness to him. The Lord led me directly to the house of my master's relatives." The young woman ran to tell her mother everything that had happened. Rebekah had a brother named Laban. This one hurried to meet the man who was at the fountain. He had seen the ring and bracelets on his sister's hands, and had heard his sister Rebekah's narration, "This man told me this and that." So he went to meet the stranger and found him by the camels at the well. "Come, blessed of the Lord," he said, "why do you remain outside? I have prepared the house and a place for the camels." And the man entered the house. They unloaded the camels, gave them straw and fodder, while they brought the stranger and his companions water to wash their feet. They were then served food, but he said, "I will eat nothing until I have expounded what I have to say." "Speak," said Laban. "I am," he said, "Abraham's slave. The Lord filled my lord with blessings, and he became mighty, and he gave him sheep and oxen, silver and gold, male and female servants, camels and donkeys. Sarah, my master's wife, despite her old age, gave birth to him a son, to whom he gave all his goods. Then my lord made me swear that I would not choose a wife for his son from among the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land he lives, but that he would come to his father's house, to his family, to choose a wife for his son there. And I said to him, Perhaps the woman will not want to follow me. The Lord, he answered me, in whose path I have always walked, will send his angel with you and make your journey successful. You will choose a wife for my son from my family in my father's house. But you will be released from the oath you swear to me, if, having visited my kindred, you encounter opposition and are not received. Now, when I came to the fountain today, I said, Lord, God of my master Abraham, if you would deign to make my journey successful, grant me this. I will stay close to the fountain, the young woman who comes to draw water, and to whom I say, Please, give me a drink from your pitcher. And who answers me, Drink, and I will fetch water for your camels too. That will be the woman the Lord has destined for my master's son. I had not yet finished talking to myself, when Rebekah came with her pitcher on her shoulders, and she went down to the fountain to draw water. I said to him, Give me a drink, please. And, immediately lowering the pitcher from her shoulders, she said to me, Drink, and I will also give the camels to drink. I then asked her whose daughter she was. She replied to me, I am the daughter of Bethuel, son of Nahor, who Milcah gave birth to him. So I put the ring in her nostrils and the bracelets on her wrists. So I bowed down and prostrated myself before the Lord, and blessed the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who led me straight to the place where I could take the daughter of my master's kinsman for his son. Now, if you want to show affection and faithfulness to my Lord, tell me; if not, tell me also, so that I may take another course. Laban and Bethuel then took the word. From the Lord came all this. They said, We have nothing to say. Here is Rebekah, take her and leave. Let her be your master's son's wife, as the Lord has said. Hearing these words, Abraham's servant prostrated himself to the ground before the Lord. Then taking silver objects, gold objects, and clothes, he offered them as a gift to Rebekah. He also offered rich gifts to his brother and mother. Then they sat down to the table, he and his companions, and spent the night. The next day, the servant got up and said, Let me go to my master's house. Rebekah's brother and mother replied, Let the young woman stay with us for a few days, at least 10 days. After this she will depart. Do not hold me back, he said, since the Lord has made my journey successful. Let me go and return to my Lord. Let us call the girl, they said, and ask her opinion. They called Rebekah and said to her, Do you want to go with this man? Yes, she replied. So they let her go, together with her nurse, with Abraham's servant and his companions. They blessed her, saying, O our sister, may you become the mother of thousands of myriads, and may your posterity possess the gate of their enemies. Rebekah and her servants got up, mounted the camels, and followed the man. The latter, leading Rebekah, immediately set off on his way. Isaac had returned from the well of Lahairoi, and dwelt in the Negev. One afternoon when he went out to meditate in the field, looking up, he saw some camels approaching. Rebekah also, having lifted up her eyes, saw Isaac, and got down from the camel. She said to Abraham's servant, Who is that man who meets us in the field? It is my Lord, he replied. And she quickly took her veil and covered herself. The servant told Isaac all that he had done. And Isaac brought Rebekah into the tent of Sarah his mother. He married her, and she became his beloved wife. And thus Isaac consoled himself for his mother's death.